Okay. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna throw a couple markers today. I think I just need to do that. Just because it's Saturday. Okay. Come in, everybody. I'm not gonna play any music today. We're having a new Menton guest here. We're gonna be watching the preview for season 7 today. I don't think that everybody got to the end of season 6. I know that I haven't, and it's okay if you're not. I just want to show you, what season 7 is going to look like, because there's a lot that's going to happen in season 7. I was typing out a Menton later birthday and song information. Oh, I'm gonna do that sometime later. I want to use my air wisely. I think that that'd be better for, saved for, later when my mind isn't as motivated to do other things. I just don't like the lighting of it. It's just really blurry, and the coloration is just disgusting. But even so, why can't, let's get rid of this. Let's space. Sometimes I intend to type stuff, and it doesn't show up on preview. I'll put, okay. Okay, everybody. So, everybody, I'm going to have people still get here, okay? There's several things that I need to do, so I need all of you to hold your horses. We are going to start another short story today. I'm basically going down the memory lane here. We're going to be doing something by Ernest Hemingway, which I know that the American Lit people can relate to because they read him. And the story is The Snows of Kilimanjaro. By the way, the House of Usher movie you can all watch. It's on YouTube. It's just a little short animation. And I know that a lot of you really enjoyed that story. And, it does have a lot of good vocabulary in it, and really complex and detailed language. Okay. Just, everybody stay here, please, and I'm going to be right back. I'm going to use this book here because I got it a couple years ago. Looks like October. And I got into it and I just was not a fan. So, I'm gonna, all of you can wait and sit still. Okay. But, anybody out there? Because I have other plans. Oh, you know what? Yes, this one. finally meet you, Yolanda. You can sit on the couch, most definitely. We're going to be, there's several things. You can, I'm going to have you stay here for the first part of this. But I think that, it would be a good idea for you to kind of, introduce yourself to the, the Amenton and the, the whole setup. I know that, it would be a good idea for you to, go to the headquarters. That is going to be fun. So all those types of things today, okay? And I can tell you that my Amenton person, actually, I have Benby Bellbook. She is going to be coming here. Actually, she's already here, and she's just, doing other things right now. But you'll come out, and then she'll, know who you are, and you'll get introduced to her, and she'll take you over to the headquarters, and probably over to her at Menton as well. And if you didn't know, she has a very successful dance studio, Masters of Dance, that she's been running since like 1995, I believe. So, I think that you and her should get along very, very well. She's very even-keeled individual. So, everybody, today is Saturday, November 7th. Okay, and that would be El 7 de Noviembre, in Spanish. So, today, November 7th, Saturday, remember that Saturday is, all the days of the week are ruled by different planets. And I had to learn that from some source that wasn't that credible. It was like a sun sign lady. So Saturday, so, and I'm not going to list all of them out for, here, right now. But I'm going to go through them all as we go through the week. So, it's not the beginning of the week, but, anyway, we can start whenever. So, Saturday is ruled by, just circle this bit of it, Saturn. And remember that Saturn is the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Libimbi Bellbook's sun sign, and her Leo moon sign. So, Saturn is all about your career, all about your, your discipline. It also rules, the past. It also, rules, your traditional, important values, your purpose in life. Saturn is also the planet of, groundedness, commitments, all of those types of things. Think about, Capricorn. If you're thinking about the goat and going up the mountain, I think the idea is just so, mind-boggling to think about, that all Capricorns are climbing up this mountain. And when they reach the top, they, have, created their empire, that they reach the high point in their life. And then you have the downhill slope of all of that. So Capricorns are very, stubborn, very, boundary setting, again, committed. They won't let anything or anyone get in their ways and, what they, want to achieve. And I think that, especially this year, we have Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn, which is the sign, that it rules. It's a very, very admirable quality of Capricorns, and although I would love to hear Deborah Silverman say it, I know, in her mind and her heart that she loves Capricorns, and I, myself could really, really benefit from Capricorn. I don't have any in my chart, but I do have a very, very close family member who was born a Capricorn. And fortunately, there's a moon in Gemini to add lightness to it, which is so important because Capricorns, Deborah Silverman, I think it's insulting how she portrays, the sign of Capricorn and how she exaggerates, especially my sign. I'm not a loud, animated, bossy, pushy, Veruca kind of person. There was some things that I resonated with, but there was a lot of things I know that I didn't resonate with, because you're not just your sun sign. And I think that, it's, choose the right time to exaggerate. And it's not really all simple and black and white like Deborah Silverman portrays it. It's simple, but it's also complex, like The Old Man and the Sea, which, is by an author which we're going to be getting into and reading a short story off of. Will, as if you think about, being so, cold and negative and, workaholic and, all of those things are not true. Those are the lowest roads for what you ever even heard of. When Capricorn is in alignment with Virgo. Think of Father Earth, whereas I would say Taurus and Virgo would be the Mother Earth. I would say Capricorn would be Father and Mother Earth to add in addition to that. Well, and I'm kind of spoiling for the refinement of Capricorn. But it could be, the leader. It can be the one in charge. Not bragging and not, being, egocentrical, saying, oh, I'm better than you because I know the right way to do things, and, no. I don't think that, bragging is a good, I don't think that it's the true trait of Capricorn, and it shouldn't be. It's a very humble sign. It should be a humble sign. And I think that, if you have, someone born a Leo with a Capricorn moon, I know I can say that because I've seen Raising Asia. I think that I've told you about that with that, what's her name, Christy? And she is a very, controlling, individual. And it's almost as if you have the Capricorn front and center, and you have that Leo kind of the background, around, because as you know, the sun, all the planets revolve around the sun. So your moon sign, deeply affects your sun, and maybe you can be mistaken. You know, for your sun sign to your moon sign. So that, this is a really, really good day to think about really important things, that need to be done. And then Sunday, tomorrow, is Leo Day. It is the sun, which is really fitting because, some Sundays can be very tiring, and I know that, some will, I prefer the solstices. I prefer the equinoxes more than the solstices because they're more, uplifting and changing. Whereas, with the solstices, we just can't wait, by February and August to, get to fall or, spring. So, okay, what is that sound? There's somebody out there. I intend to. Okay. I don't think that there's anybody out there. Okay. I know that I have people who pay attention, and I know I have a little detector to be able to see who is out there, so that if it's any one of my interests, then I am aware. That way I don't have to come, immediately, have to be there, like my whole beck and call and wasting my time. So that's kind of the positive thing. I feel like I can do everything and just kind of, relax and not have to be at the window or, something other. Still, it gets me the end results at the end of the day, but, it's definitely a lifesaver. So anyway, so today is November the 7th. Today is also the birthday of my optometrist, my eye doctor, whose name is Dr. Spencer. So it's her birthday today. So the big topic for today is, how does the career of being an eye doctor related to Scorpio? I can think of a couple reasons for that. So, what's going to be happening is I just want you to, on your, let's just, talk about that. So she is an eye doctor. She is my eye doctor, and she, said her birthday. And I think that some Scorpios can be mistaken for Capricorns because they're very, very similar. Just like Taurus and then Cancer. I think that, those signs can often be, mistaken. Because Taurus and Cancer is like a match made in heaven. It really is. And I consider Cancer to be a pretty grounded sign. Now, Dr. Spencer, that's whose birthday it is today. It is also the birthday of the actress who played in Anne with an E, who I forgot her name. Remember, I think that she, really played the character well. If I had to put a natal chart, if I had to make a natal chart, I would say that there would not be probably any fixed signs in the chart. And I don't know about Cardinal. I think that she has all the mutable signs. Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, and Pisces, which is the sun sign. And it is also the birthday of Neal Shusterman, who was the author of the book that we read, Everlast. Remember, the whole topic of Scorpio, one of the big themes for this month, for these 30 days is, death, the cycle of evolution, and rebirth, and power and intensity and, security, and, really, going deep and having that, soulful connection, bonding. So, if you're thinking about an eye doctor, if I, because all the signs I would have to say would classify as different parts of the body. If I had to say something about Scorpio and what part of the body that it rules is really not a part of the body, but a part of the body, and that would be the eyes. Because, if you look at, even somebody with, I'd say a moon in Scorpio, their eyes are, very, very intense and serious looking, directed at you. So remember that, what's her name? Ashley and Dance Moms. She is a Capricorn, but I think that, you can tell by, her appearance and her, kind of hard attitude that, that Scorpio moon is definitely affecting. And I think that, remember seeing season 7 of Food Network Star, Penny DeViti, I that I was reading something and I found out that her sun was in Pisces. I don't know if that's true or not, but I can tell you that there's definitely some Scorpio in there. And remember that Scorpio can be, mistaken for Leo or Aries. It can be mistaken for a fire sign, because it does have those fiery qualities to it. So today is November 7th. So here is going to be, the rundown. So first of all, I want to welcome Yolanda, which is the new, who is the new mentioned guest. I am Trevia Truck of Cardi. Welcome to my mention. I know that you received the letter way back in, December, of last year. So, people, all the mentioned guests, when there was not necessarily, there's just when I'm getting to know who that person is and I find any type of interest in them, either immediately I send them here or that, they give, a letter, saying that at some point you're going to be receiving another letter to come here. And it doesn't say any suspicious messages about there being a button that you push to persuade to be able to come here. And I have ways of making individuals hypnotized in a healthy way so that there's not conflict or anything, so that, they can come here at the invention. I'm not a manipulator or anything. And I think that, if someone were to, falsely accuse me of being a hypnotizer and a manipulator, making it so negative, which is not, don't even get me started. I can, and this is going to be very Abby of me to say this, she's not here right now because she is doing some work over at the headquarters right now, but this is going to sound really happy of me to say, and I feel like I've, been rubbing off of her. But let me tell you, if people were to come knocking on my door and, start saying those types of, things, inappropriate, false things, that I don't want, spreading around, then I can tell you they're not going to get a foot past the door. And saying it in a tone that would sound appropriate, they are not going to get a foot past the door. Because no, it's not going to happen. So anyway, not trying to make someone look negative at all, but I'm just, kind of, saying what I have seen and found to be true. Because there's a Herculeanity to that is very, admirable, straight, directness. And she's learned about Aries and Scorpios. Really, I had her really analyze the sign of Aries. And I know that she read several sections of that book. And found several things that were relatable. So, today we're going to be seeing Season 7 preview. I can't spell today. Of Dance Moms. So we're going to be seeing that, just that preview, and one of the things, and I know that this is going to be random, but remember way back in December you saw her in the wheelchair on Season 8. We saw that before we saw the, the original, series. So she's going to have her arm like this, or you know what? Her left arm having this stance, or something like this. I think it's more like this kind of, stance. And I just want you to pay attention to that, because I find these really, really neat, just moments in, the show. And it's going, I don't really know how to explain this, but, it's going to look as if this was filmed afterward. This was filmed after, she would potentially get out of her wheelchair, because she's going to be having that kind of appearance. But, those random moments and things that I just, that just, stick with me, that I just, really want you to pay attention to. So we're going to be watching that. It's just a preview. You'll find that is very emotional. A lot of things that are going to be going on, because 7 is that number that has a lot of meat in it. 7 is a very meaty number, especially because it has 2 syllables. Let me think. Season 7 of Food Network, Star, if you remember, had a lot of episodes, a lot of new places and things that they were doing, and recipes, and a lot of drama, and a lot of competitors and their different personalities. It, had the, a lot of stuffing and meat in it. I recall, and this also goes with the custom that we're going to be looking at, and the connection to someone by the name of Hope Hicks. I remember when I was in the 7th grade that I did a lot. I was very, overwhelmed with homework. I learned a lot of stuff. I really got into a lot of meaty subject areas. So that's also, a good, supporter for that. So, we're going to be watching that. Then we're going to be, Others is not till tomorrow. We're going to be looking at Snows of Kilimanjaro. So that short story by Ernest Hemingway. I want to wake up in 2021 and feel kind of fresh and new here. So, even though we're focused on the Dragon Rider, I'm trying to accommodate all of these different areas. So